subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dwayne Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. This evening, I'm going live with you. We're going to talk about the Vetfest, what are some misconceptions that veterans have as it pertains to this Vetfest. And then we're going to get into the Q&A session. But before I get into any of that, I'm going to be dropping a link to my upcoming VA How to Win Your VA Compensation Claim. It's next month, August 13th and 14th from 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Did this event last year about the same time, and I did it back in April, and we are back doing it again. So it's going to be over 2 days, 2 hours each day, and I'm going to take you through the VA's diagnostic code criteria, example wording, individual unemployability, PTSD stressors. We're going to talk about the PACT Act a little bit and much, much more. We're going to be talking about things that you could be doing or understanding as it pertains to the VA claims process so you can be successful, okay? So make sure when you're in here tonight, let me know where you're logging in from. I'm going to go through all your questions, okay? Make sure you hit that like button, okay? So the VA's Vetfest, and I'm looking at a screen here. One thing that I wanted to talk about is you have to understand. A lot of people on YouTube are saying, oh yeah, you go to Vetfest. I went, I got a claim. I got my claim rated the same particular day. If you show up at a Vetfest with 10,000 pieces of evidence, no, your claim is not going to be rated that day. If I was still rating, I'm like, I can take it and we send it in and get it scanned in, but I'm not rating it because that is a lot of evidence to go through. Okay. Now, my monthly veterans membership. Okay. I'm going to be dropping that link to the monthly membership. We went live today, and this is one of the things I was talking about. The video, understand the majority of my videos, not all of them, are educating you on the VA claims process, period. Now, depending on what you're doing with your claim, a particular video may not pertain to it, okay? But this particular video, as it pertains to Vetfest, don't listen to people on YouTube talking about, oh, I went and this happened. If you go to a Vetfest, let's say in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, right? And you go to a Vetfest in Seattle, Washington, they may not be ran the same. So before you pay money for a plane ticket, train ticket, or whatever, use the link that I provided in that video. Email them. There should be a contact. Email them. Call them. Hey, will VA employees be there? VSRs, RVSRs, DROs. If I come with actionable and sufficient DBQ, will they be able to rate my claim that particular day? Oh, what are you all doing? Are you just taking the claim and scanning it and uploading it to VBMS? Okay. These are questions that you need to be asking before you show up. If I do a video and I talk about, oh, I went to a Vetfest in Miami, do not assume that Vetfest is going to be ran the same way in a different city. Okay. We have to think, people think. Okay. Now, I clicked on a link. One location was offering a $25 gift card and free lunch. But the other locations that I looked at, they weren't offering that. Okay. So if you clicked on that same link and it was, let's say, I think it was Maryland, somewhere on the East Coast, don't think that they're going to be offering a $25 gift card and a free meal on the West Coast. Okay. We have to think. Okay. Now, I also did a video where I talked about as a VA rater trained by the VA, okay, and adjudicated hundreds of claims. I worked at FDC clinic. And in the video, I was talking about, man, will the VA ever bring these back? And in that video, I talked about, hey, when I was able to rate cases the same day, when I was able to schedule CMP exams the same day or put the request in. Okay. And then veterans could go to the CMP office and they would say, hey, we have openings on this day, this day. Oh, can you attend it today? And a lot of veterans did. Do not think you're going to go to the Vetfest and it's going to be the same. Now, do I think this is huge for veterans? Yes. But again, you have to think. Okay. If you show up with 15 DBQs and their PTSD, RSR has to look at 0781. They had to verify some information. You turn around, you bring 1,000 pages of evidence. It's highly unlikely. It's possible, but highly unlikely. Be smart. Call ahead, email ahead, talk to someone. Hey, what can I do at this event? What I can't do? What are you doing? What are you not doing? Simple questions that you need to be asking. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to get into the Q&A here. Man, it's kind of bright in here today, but it's okay. We'll work with it. All right. It's kind of bright. I got to cut this down. I'm sorry, people. Okay. There we go. A little bit better. Okay. So I'm going to put the link to the educational webinar, and we do have a coupon code for you. Okay. There you go. Putting that in there. And I'll be dropping that throughout the evening for everyone. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into first question. Okay. Lil Rock, go mob. All right, Fred. Good to see you. Thanks for the support. Military Mike. Let's see. 1 to 3/4 Army and Army National Guard, retired Master Sergeant Major with 31 years of service. How many of those years are active duty only? And how many LODs do you have from the time in Army National Guard? Okay. MOS 74 Delta, chemical, biological, radiological, NBC. Okay. Air assault, worked at Serena burn pits while on active duty for COVID ops. I was diagnosed with obstructive sleep apnea, did a sleep study, and it's your CPAP all while on active duty. You get a DD 214 for that. However, VA denied me stating no service connection. On the war letter, they listed due to service connection with terror. Okay, so military Mike, if one question I have is your DD 214, your DOD, Department of Defense DD 214, it has entrance, and separation date. Your sleep study should be inside of that date. If it's not active duty. Okay. If you don't have a DD 214, it wasn't active duty. Okay. It could have been where, you mentioned National Guard. Did you have a compensation and pension exam? If you did, what was the negative? Obviously, there was a negative opinion. What was the rationale that supported that negative opinion? Okay. So I can't say, what happened there? What is the most effective way to respond? Notification letter. There's your options. Again, think about the questions I just asked you, and then the notification letter. Those are your options. But if it was documented, and do you have that documentation? Active duty. Okay. So there's more to this story, Mike, that needs to be answered. David John, someone told me, I have a video on that. They said, someone told me since OS manifested during Title 32 active duty orders, I need an event. But okay. All right, people. Don't get confused with this Title 32. Do you have a DD 214? Okay, we all know what a DD 214 is. Do you have it? What are the dates? Okay, what are the dates on there? Are you claiming it as direct service connection? Okay. That's, when Mr. Johnson, when you say they, I mean, where does it fall under the 5 ways of service connection? Take the Title 10 out. One, do you have a Department of Defense DD 214? What are the dates? Are you claiming a direct service connection? You need 3 elements. Current diagnosis, you have it. A link in service. Okay, that's where I was talking about with military Mike. Okay, you have your sleep study. There's a date on there. Does it fall within that the interest and separation exam? If not, do you have a line of duty, LOD? All right. Also, is positive indicated whenever CMP exam is given. Yes, not all the time, but majority of the time, yes. Is there indicated that there may be a foundation for a rating or CMP exam standard? Okay, you're putting the cart before the horse. The condition you're claiming, where does it fall under one of the 5 ways of service connection? When you select that one way of service connection, what is the criteria? Do you meet that criteria? Don't worry about the exam just yet. If you get to the exam, you're on third base. Okay. But again, what if that VA employee requested that exam in error? That's why it's important to notify ways of service connection and where does it fall? Okay. Where does that condition fall under one of the 5 ways of service connection? Shout out to Dwayne Kimball. I had a toxic screening done at my local VA. The doctor sent me a letter finding GERD, IBS, urinary incontinence, and hearing loss. Are these findings a diagnosis or not? If it says diagnosis, it's a diagnosis. If it says A/P, A is assessment. If it's underneath that, assessment is a diagnosis. Okay. That's where you got to look on that paperwork. Thanks for the info, Dwayne. No problem. Mr. Green, I got your book. Thank you for the support to the book. File for sleep apnea, osteoarthritis in the left knee, flat foot. Took my medical evidence with me, and the CMP examiner ended up giving me plantar fasciitis. Okay, so did you get service connected? I got a copy of the CMP exams. They were all at least as likely as not. Okay, which is good for me. Yes, it is. I'm at 90. These will put me at 100. Wait on the decision. Thanks, man. Hey, awesome, Mr. Green. Love hearing those stories. Okay, love hearing them. Stay in the fight. Do not give up. And you did one good thing there, Mr. Green. Well, you did a lot of things good. Okay, but you got a copy of that CMP exam. You got a copy of that CMP exam. I hear vets all the time, and I started asking questions, and I'm like, wait a minute, do you have a copy of your CMP exam? Did you submit the FOIA request to get a copy of your claims folder? No, I'm waiting to come back from vacation. Well, I had to take my kids to soccer. Okay, you got to make this a priority, Mr. Green. You did, and good luck. I hope it turns out good for you. Marty, Mr. Kimball, I heard Arvin. Man, here we go with these. I heard people, when you say I heard, that scares me. Okay? It scares me. I heard RVSR is running claim through an algorithm. Okay, Marty, who told you that? Okay. Okay, people, let me time out. Time out. We're gonna take a break for this Q&A right quick. Okay, we're gonna take a break from this Q&A. A lot of you know what I did. I used to rate. That's all I did was rate. There are hundreds of raters out there rating right now. There's 138 CFR, there's one M21 manual reference, and there's hundreds of court cases. No matter what veterans RVSRs think or do, they all have to follow it. Do they always follow it? No. They use a program called VBMS-R to rate cases. It's not an algorithm. Okay, it is not an algorithm. They log into the system, they punch in a social security number, they hit enter, and it pulls up your claim. It may look a little bit different now than when I rated. Okay. So you'll see all the conditions that the veteran is claiming. You have all the evidence. You start clicking on, oh, there's the intent to file. Oh, there's the 526EZ. Oh, there's a 0781. Oh, there's a 2680. Oh, there's a 20,000 pages of evidence that the veteran submitted that more than likely a rater is not going to be able to get through it because that'll put them behind on their quota. They confirm what they claim. They look at the STRs. Yep, there's the CMP exam. The VSRs requested is back. positive opinion, negative opinion, not treated in service. They pull a condition, PTSD. Yep, I'm gonna service connect that. They pull up um, what is it? Not mental health. They pull up mental body system. The system asks which diagnosis, PTSD. What is occupational social impairment? They select which one based off the DBQ, which is CMP exam, and then they click on all the symptoms. And the veteran doesn't have any other evidence, no treatment or nothing for mental health, the system will tell them 0, 10, 30, 50, 70, or 100. And then the RVSR has to figure out the effective date. Okay. And that's it. Now, it could be a little bit different now because I've been away from rating for a few years now, but that's the way it is. I haven't heard. So when you say you heard, who did you hear it from? Did they provide an explanation like I did? Okay. So I hear veterans say, they said, they said, they said. When they say something, ask them, hey, what is the 38 CFR on that? What is the M21 manual reference on that? Oh, what program do they use for that? Okay. We have to ask these type questions. If not, trust me, you will be chasing your tails. Okay. That scans a claim in seconds and gives it. No, it's not the way it works. The RVSR either concurs or handles it manually. Any insights, just gave it to you. Okay. Oh, and also be particular who you listen to when you say, I heard or they said, okay. All right. Hey, Rogers, the same thing happened to me. I never. Okay. All right. How many secondaries can you have? You can have a lot. I say veterans have up to like 8 or 9. Okay. But you got to have a primary service connected condition. But then what other diagnoses or conditions did that cause? Okay. That's a question you got to be asking, Brian. Okay. Hey, Dennis, can you still claim insomnia as a secondary condition? I saw something, and I have to look it up. Hey, Dennis, when insomnia, and I'm drawing a blank here, I do apologize. But I saw something, I can't remember if I did a video on it, where I want to say it was insomnia, and they were saying it's a symptom, not a diagnosis. Oh, I can't think of it, but come back to me, Dennis. Hopefully it'll come back before this Q&A ends, because I don't want to give you the wrong information on that. Checking in from Oceanside. Will Vetfest be available here in San Diego? Is there a website for Vetfest? Okay. All right. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I was doing an event last week, a free event. Yes, I do free events, pop-up events. Okay. And free meaning you don't have to spend any money to show up. You just got to show up. And it was after a video I did how to win your claim for IU. I did a video on that, and I just did a follow-up free event to just talk about IU and maybe answer some questions for the individuals that attended. And we were talking about Vetfest. Okay. Now, in that video for Vetfest, I share the link in the description section. You have to go to the description section, click on it, and look for your state and city or where things are going to be handled. Okay. So logic, you got to watch the whole video. I try to make my videos as short as possible. I'm trying to keep them under 10 minutes. Sometimes they go over a little bit, but you have to check the description section of the video, because in that video, I say in the description section, I give you the link. You click on the link and you go to your state. Okay. We got it. We got to do that. All right. United States Army Sergeant Major retired, Washington, D.C. metro area. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. So this is the link. It's in the comment section to sign up for the webinar next month. We still have seats available. If anybody is interested in the monthly membership, let me know, and I'll be dropping that link in the comment section as well. How many secondaries? As many as you have. If you have one, you can claim that. If you got 20, you can claim that. Okay. The VA doesn't put a limit on the number of conditions that you can claim or how you can claim. If you have sinus claim sinus claim wait a minute. If you have sinus claim it terror, will they automatically get rated? Okay, so when you file a claim on a PACT Act, let's just say you don't meet the criteria for presumptive on the PACT Act. They have to look at it as terror as well. What does terror stand for? Toxic risk exposure activity. I got a video coming up real soon. I talked about it with my monthly veteran membership group today, but I don't want to spoil this video. And again, the VA is doing a good job of updating this website. And a lot of people ask me a lot of questions, and you can find this information on the VA's website. But I bring it to you on my video, right? And I even on my YouTube channel, and I give you the link. But people, we have to invest that time. We want to jump on YouTube, watch a 2-minute video here, 2-minute video there. And you're not taking the time to listen to these videos. And when people say a link in the description section, go to that link. This process is not the easy process for everyone. It's not a quick process, okay? But I'm a firm believer, whatever you put into it is what you're going to get out. If you put a lot of time in it, understanding it, getting educated, you can do this and you can do it alone, okay? All right, let's keep going. Okay, 7 active, 2 LODs. All right, so the LODs would be for when you were in the National Guard. The 7, I'm assuming 7 years active or maybe 7 conditions, okay? Those will fall underneath there. If I have one condition rated at Vetfest, will my intent to file for the other claims that I am going to file remain open? Man, that's a good question. Yeah, they will remain open, but the effective date could be different depending on, obviously you got intent to file. If here's a scenario for you. Let's say you did intent to file January 1st and you submitted a prescribed claim form on February 1st. And then you go to VetFest July 1st. Those claims on July 1st are going to have, obviously, they're going to have a different effective date. Okay. But yes, those others, they still should be open if they don't rate them together. Okay. Highly recommend attending the seminar. Thanks, Chris. Seminar KMD 89 is hosted next month. I promise it has worked it. The one I attended in July last year was jam-packed with a lot of useful information for claims process. Thanks, Chris. Chris has been a supporter for a few years now. Actually, a previous client, a returning client, and has been super supportive. And again, I can't thank you enough, Chris, for providing that information. I'm still updating the presentation. It's done. As new information comes out, obviously I have to update it. Okay. And again, I'll put the link in again, and there is a coupon code for the event. Okay. Thanks, Chris. Mr. Green, super sticker. Hey, thanks for the support. Definitely appreciate it. Marty, yep. Thumbs up. All right, Stephanie Hutchison. When I submit my BDD claim, should I focus on the dates I was diagnosed with things and the symptoms on the 526Z? 90% of my claims are in my STRs. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. When I submit my BDD claim, should I focus on the dates I was diagnosed? You can, but the main thing, Stephanie, is what I didn't hear you say. You're going to submit that claim on your 180th day at 12:01 a.m. And you can do it yourself. You don't need a VSO to do this. If anybody tell you you do, they're lying. It's something that you could do yourself. Okay. But if you want a VSO to do it for you, fine. Okay. Your SHA form, you have to fill that out. Put all the conditions on there. your separation or retired exam, put all the conditions on there. Get a copy of your medical records. Okay. Now, until the time you come off active duty, continue to go to sick call and get things documented. Those are the things you got to be focusing on. Just don't think because you file a claim on 180th day that you're automatically going to come back and get 100%. What if you don't? You still want to be documenting things because guess what? When you come off active duty, you've done the hard work. You got the things documented, and those are things that you can claim. All right. Now, if you do it within 180th day, on the 180th day, and you get a rating decision before that 90th day, and you feel they lowballed you on something, as long as you're within that window, that 180, the 90 to 180th day, you can go for an increase. Boom. That was a nugget. You know how I know that? Because I was trained by the VA to adjudicate claims. Okay. I'm just not on here on YouTube just talking about it. Okay. Okay, Dallas State. Okay, I see. Shout out from Portsmouth, Virginia. Late coming in. Just because you have symptoms of depression and anxiety after service, can I still file and seeing PCP at VA? Please explain when file for car HLR. Okay, so I'm not going to get Grace. I'm not going to get into the car. I haven't really. Somebody asked me that not too long ago, and I went out to the M21, the VA's website, and I didn't see anything else on the car. I did a video on it. Okay, I don't even know if it's still active or not. I went in the M21 manual reference, 38 CFR, and nothing came up. Okay. The depression, anxiety, Grace, one thing I talk about in the book, and I got some videos on it, the 5 ways of service connection. Where does that depression fall under the 5 ways of service connection? Regardless if you get treatment at the VA, just because you got treatment at VA, I'm gonna stop saying VA. VHA, Veterans Healthcare Administration. Just because you get treatment, you got a diagnosis under VHA does not mean automatic service connection under VBA, Veterans Benefit Administration. Is the regional VA office able to give me a copy of it? You can ask him. I doubt it. But why not submit the FOIA request? Why haven't you submitted the FOIA request already? Okay, you got to do that. Grain side up. Hey, grain side up. I do recognize the name and the emblem. Thank you for all the comments that you leave on the channel. Hello, Wayne. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with us. Again, happy 4th of July. Likewise to you as well. JB Smith, United States Air Force, 92 to 96. Where were you stationed at? Let me know. God is the key. I have PTSD, increased claim that's in a decision phase right now. I was previously diagnosed with diabetes. Should I wait until I get my decision first or proceed with diabetes secondary? You can do that now. You don't have to wait. Now, I was talking to someone today and they were telling me that they were told to wait until they receive a decision before filing another claim. And I was like, why? Oh, it might hurt that claim. How? Okay. Again, people, I'm going to keep saying this. I'm probably start saying it more. Probably a lot of you probably say, okay, Dwayne, we get it. We understand. I was trained by the VA to do this. I've rated cases where vets had 4 different claims. They filed 4 claims at 4 different times. And it didn't hurt them. How does it hurt? Now, one way it'll hurt, it'll piss that VA employee off that's not an advocate for you because now they got to do some work. And they're the laziest crap, and that's not the word I want to use, the laziest crap, and they don't want to do any work. Okay? So who cares about pissing them off? They're there to do a job. Do your job. Okay? It's not going to hurt your case. Now, it could cause an error, the rater to have an error, because when you're dealing with 4 different claims, meaning the veteran submitted 4 different, let's say 526 EZs and several intent to files. Now that rater, when they get into VBMSR and before they finalize it, they better be double checking, triple checking, quadruply checking that effective date. Because more than likely, you're going to have 4 different effective dates. Maybe more, just depending on how many conditions that you're claiming. Okay. All right, two secondaries linked to one primary would be a better representation of that question I asked. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, I did just somebody somebody told me when you introduce yourself, don't say Dwayne Kimball, say Dwayne. I got a video on that Kimball. Okay, so I just did a video. I got a video right where I talk about secondary to secondary, secondary to secondary. Yes, you can have. I've rated a case where a veteran had 3 service-connected conditions due to the primary. And guess what? Somebody real quick, somebody put in the comment section what was the primary service-connected condition? Real quick. I had a veteran with 3 secondary conditions that I granted as a VA rater because I was trained by the VA. Okay. That's what you all probably going to get tired of me saying. Okay. Because a lot of people don't believe I was a rater for whatever reason. Not a lot, but some. But what condition that you all can think of that could have 3 or more secondary conditions? Real quick. Tinnitus, military bite. Okay. Somebody else. Give me one more. Then I'll move on. Mental health. Okay. All right. One that I think of right off the top of my head, diabetes. Okay. Diabetes. Erectile dysfunction, secondary to diabetes. SMCK. Okay. So you're going to get diagnosed. You're going to get service connected for ED under the diagnostic code. Then they got to grant SMCK, loss of use of creative organ. For women, it's called FSAS, female sexual arousal disorder, which falls under SMCK as well. Diabetic peripheral neuropathy of the upper and lower extremities. The veteran can have a heart condition or cardiovascular condition secondary to diabetes. They can have diabetic, somebody let me know if I pronounce this wrong, nephropathy of the kidneys and eyes. Okay. And then they can have major depressive disorder secondary to diabetes. Okay. So that's just to name one. All right. Johnny B listening here for all the way from Korea. That's a first. All right. You're welcome. Hey, thanks for where you at over in Korea. I was awarded 10% service connection for tinnitus, July 2020, but VA didn't develop service connection for my privately diagnosed insomnia, mental symptoms to my service connected tinnitus. I argue for a CUE effective date now. Okay. Got a video on CUEs. Okay. That's probably the number one thing when it comes to CUEs. I would say, in my experience of what I've seen, and obviously, if another VA employee may say something different based on what they saw. A lot of CUEs were effective dates, and then I would say percentages assigned, incorrect percentages assigned, and then service connection or not, service connection, meaning the rater denied service connection when they should have granted. Okay, in that order, but that's just my experience of what I saw. Okay, so if you're a VA employee and you hear this, obviously you could, your top 3 or whatever could be different. Okay. So one, Dragon, you're going to have to get a copy of that claims file, first of all, because you need full transparency. Okay. And then you're going to have to look at the prescribed claim form. So if back in 2020, you claimed mental condition secondary to, say, major depressive disorder, secondary to my claimed tinnitus. I just dropped the nugget. I guarantee you nobody caught it. Let me know if you caught it. I'm say it again. I'm claiming major depressive disorder secondary to my claimed tinnitus. Remember we talked about secondary conditions? The primary condition has to already be service connected? Yeah, but this is a gray area for the VA. So when that VA employee gets it, they should be scheduling an exam for that tinnitus for the mental condition as well, because if you get service connected for the tinnitus, now they already have the opinion for the mental health. Okay. So once you get a copy of that claims file, Dragon, you got to look at the prescribed claim form to see if you worded it that way. If it's on there, if it's not, then no. How does it rise to the level of CUE? Okay. I know that probably be a little bit confusing. Okay. Tyler, thanks for the work you do, Dwayne. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I was rated for back injury on drill weekend. VA is now disputing my duty status. Ooh, okay. I sent my ER docs to my SSG staff sergeant and requested an LOD. He said, okay, never did. You need that. I sent my ER docs 4138 sick slip signed by commander in an email to my staff sergeant requesting an LOD. Will the VA look favorable on the evidence or not for no LOD? I'll be looking for the LOD. My question to you is, Tyler, okay, so the commander signed the sick slip. Ask commander for the LOD. I'm assuming the staff sergeant is your section chief, okay? Mr. Trotter, your video helped me with my informal conference phone call for high-level review. Thanks. Hey, not a problem. A lot of people, what Mr. Trotter is talking about, I did a video. Y'all, did you catch that? Dwayne, I got a video for that, Kimball. So what Mr. Trotter is talking about, I did a video and I was showing people, I took them out to the VA's website. If you have a high-level review or you submit it in 0996, you can call and you go to this link, click it, and schedule your informal conference. But what a lot of people were doing, one, they didn't watch the entire video, Mr. Trotter. Not saying you, obviously you did. But Mr. Trotter, a lot of veterans didn't watch the video. And you, Mr. Trotter, you may say, well, Dwayne, how do you know that? Why would you say that? Because veteran was telling me, hey, mine was canceled because they said I didn't have an 0996 on file. Yes, Mr. Trotter, those were the comments I was getting. And in the video, I state, call the VA at 800-827-1000 and confirm that they have your 0996 on file before you click on the link and schedule your informal conference. And veterans still didn't do it. And I'm like, okay, am I being punked? Did my friends like log in on a different name? Are they trying to punk me or something? People, the videos that I'm putting up, if I'm sharing the screen, showing you someone on VA's website, I always put the link in the description section. You have to click on it. Listen to the videos. Take notes. They're short. Invest the time. Okay? Thanks for sharing that, Mr. Trotter. What's the latest on VA rates to increase? I got 70% for mental and rated unemployable, which means I get paid 100%. Yes. Why not rate me at 100? Because you may not have met the 100%. Okay. But I got a video where I talk about how to get rated for 100% for a mental condition. Okay. So a lot of questions that I'm getting tonight, more than other Q&As, I've done videos on. So it lets me know a lot of you haven't went out and subscribed and looked at my videos. Yes, I get it. This is not a fun topic. Okay. But this is compensation that you are going to receive for the rest of your life while you're on this planet. Your family's going to benefit from it. So you're going to have to put the time in. Okay. Subscribe to the channel. If you binge watch Netflix, take 2 hours on a Saturday and say, you know what? I'm just going to go through Dwayne's videos. 2 hours. Okay? Take notes. And I guarantee you're going to find some nuggets in there for you. Okay? Yes, Grace. Yep. Great nuggets. You know it. And I just started saying that one day. I don't know why. I was just like, man, that's a nugget. And people start responding to it. So I was like, okay, we're going to keep it going. All right. Good day. How would I go about becoming? I don't know. I never was a VSO. I don't know. Never was a VSO. But let me back up. Why do you want to be a VSO? I'm just curious. There's nothing wrong with being a VSO. And I would say if you do become a VSO, be careful not to get burnt out. I think a lot of VSOs get burnt out and they stopped picking up the phone. Okay. That's, I worked around VSOs when I was Raiders, and they were just, some just did not know what the heck they were doing. Okay. But there was a few I came across. I mean, they were spot on, but I'm like, man, that person is burning both candles, burning both ends of the candle. Okay. Because when veterans find a good VSO that's picking up the phone, giving them information, doing it the right way, they're going to refer their friends. They're going to refer their friends. The next thing you know, this VSO is working with like 200 veterans. And then they're not going to be able to keep up or provide you the same service as a VSO that's only working with 2 veterans. Okay. So just keep that in mind if you decide to become a VSO. But I'm curious as to why. Nothing wrong with it, but just curious. Dwayne, just rolling through to show some love your way from wait a minute now. See, from the shot. Okay, Remy. What part of Chi Town? I used to live on 47 and King Drive. Okay, went to Corpus Christi Middle School on 49th and King Drive. Okay, all right. I'm sorry you responded. Kevin, who do you ask? Okay. Grace, Dwayne, Dwayne, can or have you did a video on where to find VA law cases? No, I have not, Grace. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's back up, Grace. Yes, I did. Go to my channel and type in M21. And in the M21, I think I did a video on this. In the M21, I know I did a training class on it. But in M21, you can do a search. It's sort of like a Google search, right? And when you find a topic that you're looking for, the M21 manual reference that you're looking for, at the bottom in most M21 manual references is going to give another M21 manual reference or a 38 CFR. And guess what, Grace? A court case on that topic. And that'll help you to reduce your research time. Okay. Because there are a lot of court cases. That is the fastest way. Okay. Chris, see Chris in here. I know you're probably on my YouTube channel, Chris. I'm gonna try to get Grace the link to that particular video, but I'm going to share my screen in a minute because I want to show people how to do a search for my videos on my YouTube channel. Okay. Currently 100% permanent total. Congrats. Received a call from VA regional officers regarding increases for my disabilities. My VSO requested, but I canceled. Why would a VSO do this? That's why you want control of that claim. I was talking to someone in my monthly membership group, and they were saying the VSO, no, they had a lawyer, and the lawyer did some things and didn't include the vet. And I'm like, well, how do you know? Well, what? And they were like, I don't know. Okay. I can't say why that VSO did it, but that'll be a phone call or in-person conversation. But congrats on the 100%. It's a 5:59, 5:19 p.m. Chris, is that Eastern or Central? I'm assuming that's Central time. People watching only 39 likes. What? This is valuable information. The least we could do is show some love by smashing like. Hey, I appreciate it, Chris. Keep track of that for me, okay? Man, we're already at the almost 15 minutes left. Wow, it's going by quick. Thomas, the link for the webinar does not show a cost. Just ask for the credit. Oh, I'm sorry. Did it? It's 90. Oh, when you go to check out, it should show. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me make sure my staff didn't do something here. Okay, let me. Martin, I do apologize. Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. I think my link is broken. What did I do? Maybe I'm putting up the wrong link. I do apologize. It has been, oh, I was putting everything that I put in the comment section. So that's what was screwing it up. Okay. So when you put your name, let's see. Wow. I hope my stuff didn't make a boo boo. So I'm put my information in right quick and see what comes up. Click the button, submit and proceed. Wow. That is a huge mistake on our part. The class is 97 bucks. Okay, it's 97 bucks. I will have this corrected before we are done here. Don't know what happened with that, but it's 97 bucks. You put in the code WIN10 and you get 10% off of that. Thank you, T. Martin, for that. Yeah, I will be giving my staff on that first thing tomorrow, but I will correct it this evening. So the class is 97 bucks. Okay. Thank you for taking all the questions, Dwayne. Not a problem. My pleasure. Okay, there we go. I'm 100% service connected. Congrats. Recently received 10% for chronic rhinitis from a PACT Act claim. I was denied for my headaches and migraines back in 2014, way before I received my 100%. Okay, don't know if that was a questionnaire, Lavelle. GTO Express. Hey, GTO, you haven't left me any comments on my YouTube videos here lately. Dwayne, love your videos that get veterans claims approved. Just follower this just follow this VA legend. Yeah, GTO. I was like, man, wait a minute. I haven't heard from him in a minute. Or her. Mad Cow, 100% PNT for PTSD, 10% for tinnitus, have migraines. Migraines are in my duty service records. My migraine symptoms rate 50. Should I pull? A good question. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, if you're 100% permanent total, you come in, they're going to look at everything. I never looked at everything. I knew other raters that didn't. Now, there are some cases where it could, okay, it could, but more majority of the time, no. Okay, that's fear mongering, clickbait. Okay, and no one can say that again. There's hundreds of VA raters. No one can say what each VA rater is going to do. I have yet to hear somebody on YouTube tell me what I would be looking for or what I look for as a former VA rater. Not one. This information is heaven sent. Thank you. Retired at the end of this month from 21 years Air Force from San Antonio. Found you about a year ago. Finished my BDD back in April and just waiting DD 214. Thanks for that. So, Marty, I did a free TAPS training, BDD TAPS training, right about 10, 11 months. We stopped it in May. Let me know if you attended one of those events. Oh, and it was free. Oh, meaning veterans didn't pay for it or service members didn't pay for it. Yesterday, I obtained my latest rating code sheet and it read error next to my tinnitus. I'm concerned the VBA is preparing to CUE my tinnitus, but it will not affect my overall. I must wait. Yes. Got to wait on that one. Do you need a DBQ for diagnosed presumptive PACT Act condition? Yeah, because how are they going to know for that heart condition? How they're going to know to either grant you what the residuals are to be able to grant you a 0, 10, 20, 30, whatever percentages are for that particular diagnostic code for the heart condition. If I reopen that claim due to having chronic rhinitis, claiming that my migraine headaches is secondary to rhinitis, would it be considered a new claim? And could I receive? It's going to depend on a lot of factors. Okay. If you claimed it before and you were previously denied and you came back in and did a 0995 within a year and you get service connected this time, yes, you could. It could backdate it. But let's just say you get service connected and they do backdate it, right? And I think you said you were 100%, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, yeah, you said you were 100%. So, good question. So, if that happens, let's say they granted you an effective date 100% June 2023. Okay. And you get service connected for this. And the effective date is July 2023. You're not going to get it back paid because you were 100% at that time. But let's say you were 20% at that particular time in the past, you get service connected and it moves the needle and increases your overall service connection, then they got to give you the difference. Okay. but that's when the effective date comes into play. Looking for M21 that references self-reported complaints in separation physicals. I don't think there's anything out there. This denying claims as no diagnosis or treatments. It wouldn't be spelled out like that. Complaints in separation physicals. Look for something like direct service connection. It was just on tip of my tongue. Direct service connection, maybe evidence. That's going to be like a detailed search, but I would be using shorter keywords. TJ, hey, thanks for the support. TJ, definitely appreciate it. Air Force 92 to 96, big supporter and bought the book. Hey, JB, let everyone know what you thought about the book. And everybody, hey, leave a comment. Let me know if you got the book or not. Appreciate you sharing the knowledge and path. Saw your video on submitting a FOIA for a claims file, and I've done that. Will regional office give CMP copy? Okay, so if you saw my video submitting a FOIA, go back and look at the video where I interviewed the veteran that watched my video this year, how to receive your VA claims folder faster. That's a nugget, JB, okay? Because that veteran did the FOIA request, right? Did the FOIA request, made sure the FOIA request was a record by calling the 800 number, and then turn around and call the White House hotline based off that video. Boom, got the claims file in less than a month. There it is. Grace said, got it, thanks, okay? Rise and shine. Hello, brother, quick question. I just had my mental health intake meeting. I just got access to the notes. She said initial diagnosis of PTSD. I don't know, with GAD, AUD, secondary PTSD. Is this considered a diagnosis? Look at the paperwork. And again, it's going to say diagnosis, or it may say assessment. If it says assessment, that's the diagnosis. Okay. Darren Jones, hey, appreciate the support. I heard that if you file a fully developed claim and the VA assigns you a CMP exam, you're not supposed to go, no. Now, Darren, question I have is, do you have an actionable and sufficient DBQ and Nexus if necessary? If so, there's a regulation, 38 CFR 3.326 subpart B, subpart C. Okay. Now, I use that not to go because I had an actionable and sufficient DBQ. And I'm like, I'm not going. And I was ready to fight because why do you, meaning not you, but the VA, why do the VA have these DBQs on the website and they're still scheduling exams? You're wasting the veterans' time. Veterans are paying a lot of money for this. And then you have VA employees say, oh, well, they paid for it. Well, guess what? The VA pays these third-party contractors. So what's the difference than the VA paying a third-party contractor that does not treat you and you paying a copay to your doctor that does treat you? Which one do you think is going to be? Oh, this just boils my blood what some of these VA employees are doing right now. Okay. And that's why I do these videos, to make sure you are educated. Because trust me, they will try to pull an okie doke on you real quick. Okay. So look at that regulation, Mr. Jones. Timothy, I had a CMP exam for bilateral foot drop. How will the VA rater rate this condition based on me having symptoms and other nerve categories have abnormal gait? And so one, since you had a CMP exam, you're at third base. Okay. So you have to go and look out. You got to look at the diagnostic code criteria. I tell you what, look at the DBQ. Look at the DBQ for that. Submit a FOIA request and get a copy of your CMP exam, because on there, if you have other diagnoses, if you have other diagnoses, those could possibly be secondary. Okay. So I can't say how that particular rate is going to rate this case because they have to look at all that evidence. But you need to know it, because if they don't, now you can argue fact of law on a high level review. But if you don't have a copy of that claims folder, It starts there to get a copy of that CMP exam. Or if you, oh, you say you already had it. I was going to say before you go to these CMP exams, people, you all need to be looking at the DBQ for that particular exam. Okay. And I did a video, especially the mental health, where I share the two sections of the CMP exam, the DBQ and the diagnostic code criteria and how they connect. And somebody thought they were smarter than me, said, well, Dwayne, you're misleading people because this and that. I said, well, if you would have watched the entire video, you would have heard me say, okay, these are the two sections in the DBQ, the mental health DBQ, and here's the diagnostic code criteria, and you can put those together. That's going to give you a percentage. But the adjudicator has to look at all the evidence of record, because if the DBQ, the CMP exam, matches up with the diagnostic code criteria for the 30%, okay, check this out. The 30% and the veteran goes into treatment after the data claim, they can do a step rating. Huh? But that person didn't say anything like that when they left that comment. And you're probably asking yourself, Dwayne, what is a step rating? Huh? I'm about to give you a nugget. A step rating in this case is, guess what? I'm going to grant 30%. Then I'm going to grant 100% because the veteran checked themselves in to a treatment under paragraph what? I'm going to let you all tell me. Paragraph is under paragraph 29 or paragraph 30. Guess what? I got a video on that too. So depending on how long they were in there for 2 months. I'm going to give the vet temporary 100% for 2 months. But before I drop that veteran back down to 30%, because now they're discharged, I'm going to look at that treatment in there to see if the veteran didn't get any better, but got worse. Because if so, instead of dropping down to 30, I could drop down to 50 if the evidence supported. Ooh. Y'all see that swing Ken Griffey Jr. had? And he hit that home run? That's what I just did. I just hit a Ken Griffey Jr. home run. That was a huge nugget, okay? Again, people, I'm telling you, I'm giving you the blueprint. I'm giving you these videos based off the training that I had at the VA, based off me adjudicating claims at the VA. And I was trained by the VA. I said you're going to get tired of me saying that, but I'm going to keep saying it until people sink in, because a lot of veterans it's not sinking in. They're not there yet. They're not convinced, okay? FYI, I called up that White House number for assistance that you mentioned, received a call from VA within a week. He identified himself as being from congressional. Okay. Well, Roberto, you just left us out on a limb. Like, you're not going to finish, like, what, let us know, not let us know what the conversation was about, but do you think it was helpful? How did you feel about that? Okay. Thanks for all your help. Not a problem, Todd. Happy 4th. Same to you. When you submit a 526CZ for one intent to file, can you create another? Yes, you can. Woo, Todd. Yes, you can. You know how I know? Because I adjudicated cases. I was trained by the VA as a rater, and I've seen it, and I rated cases that way. Again, I think I'm not going to say these are harder, but it's going to give the rater a moment of pause because they have to get those effective dates right. Okay. But yes, you can do it. Okay. Or with the VA, nope, they're not going to lump them together. So you do an intent to file on January 1st, 2024. You file a 526CZ on February 1st, 2024. You come back on June 1st, do another intent to file, and then July 1st, you do another prescribed claim form. Yeah, you can do that. Okay. Mountain Home Air Force Base in Large. I was in the Army, so I don't know where those Air Force bases are at. Can I submit more evidence on a supplemental claim after I submitted a 5103 form? Yeah, you can. Yeah. I traveled to the mobile unit. Okay. The mobile unit enrollment and benefit event in Hamilton, Ohio today. And they know. So are you saying they didn't rate any? Please let me know. I'm gonna stick around, Rick. I want to know the answer to that. Are you saying when you travel to Hamilton that mobile unit, they said that they weren't there to rate cases because people out there are telling veterans, oh, you can get your claim rated. Okay. Let me know that. I'm gonna stick around for a few minutes. We're right at an hour, but I want to let me know that. Okay. Dwayne, do you help with 1151 claims? We do private Q&A sessions on that. Those can be a little bit tricky. I did a video on that. I did a video on 1151 claims. Okay. Check that video out. If you're still confused, reach out to me, info at kmd89.com. That's a business website, info at kmd kilo mike delta 89.com. And let me know if you found that after you watch that video, if you still want a private Q&A, let me know. We can kind of break it down for you. Those can be tricky. Okay. I used to rate 1151 claims, and out of all the 1151 claims I rated, I only granted service connection for one because most VA doctors are not going to snitch on the other VA doctor and say, yeah, they screwed this up. Okay. Timothy, AFOs to ambulate and limit my ability to sit, stand, walk longer. CMP examiner conceded my battle. Secretary. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot more going on with that, Timothy. It's going to be a lot more as it pertains to what they're going to Service Connect. Okay. It's like when a veteran, I've rated cases where a veteran claimed ALS or Parkinson's. Prime example. They claim one condition, Parkinson's, due to Agent Orange exposure. That's the majority of the time. That's when you're going to see Parkinson's Vietnam vets, right? Now, by the time I got done with that, I may have 15 different service-connected conditions, all secondary to Parkinson's. Stoop posture, slurred speech, paralysis of the right side of the face, paralysis of the left side of the face, foot drop, or, just there's so many. Parkinson's, those take time. Okay. But the vet only claimed Parkinson's, but there were other things. Okay. And I haven't looked at one of the DBQ for Parkinson's lately, but if you look at the DBQ for diabetes, it'll ask, does the veteran have a cardiovascular, eye, renal, meaning kidney, ED? If so, complete these DBQs. And they're supposed to go and complete these DBQs. And if they do, and it comes back to the rater, now the rater has to automatically grant secondary service connection. But they have to combine the highest condition, meaning percentage, with Parkinson's. And then everything else, they might do 40% for Parkinson's with whatever. That's the highest percentage. Then everything else is like 30, 20, 20, 20, 10, 0, whatever. Okay. I know I probably just confused a bunch of people with that. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Sleep apnea. Okay. Oh, so I'm looking at all these. I'm like, what are they talking about? What are these? Okay. All right. So it was that. I think that's from my question earlier. Diabetes and Parkinson's, the ALS. Those are ones that have a lot that I've seen. I actually have. It's in my claims folder right there. But I still have rating decisions. They were samples that were given out during my training when I was trained by the VAs or rating specialists of Parkinson's, because I knew I was going to eventually rate those cases and they were going to be hard. So I needed to know, have an example, the diagnostic code, things of that nature. So when I was doing stuff for veterans, adjudicating these claims for veterans, I was like, okay, I can grant this, I can grant that. Okay. So again, I apologize for, I don't know why the system is not showing the $97 for the webinar next month, but it's $97 code WIN10. Right after this, we're going to shut it down here in a few minutes. And I am reaching out to tech support and we're going to get that corrected tonight. So make sure you save the link. I'm going to put it in the comment section again for everyone. I do apologize. I should have checked that before we got on. And I checked it last night when I did an event, and it didn't have a problem. So Don't know what's going on. Tech stuff, right? Jamal, United States Marine Corps, can you have 3 ratings for back, 1 up? No. Nope, 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 nope. Back is back. Okay. And I'm trying to look for that comment from Reek to see. Um, I don't think he came back and said anything. I'm not saying anything because I'm curious. Did anybody else go to Hamilton, Ohio for the for that particular event? That's what I'm looking for. Because again, I saw a video on YouTube. And oh yeah, you can get claims rated in same day and da da da. And I just knew that wasn't the case. But I want to see what the gentleman said. Okay, they didn't respond. So okay, all right. Um, we're gonna go through them, give some shout outs to some people that supporting. Daryl Lee, thanks for the support. Hey, United States Air Force vet here. How does the VA get the effective date wrong so much? Man, Daryl, I got it wrong sometimes. But how when you know human error? Okay, that's one. Overwork is two, meaning overwork. You got your supervisor breathing down your back. Hey, when you gonna have this claim done? Hey, when front office want to know when you have this claim done, and now you're rushing. You know, you can get it screwed up that way. Looking at tons of evidence. If you got 2,000 pieces of paper to go through and you trying to find effective date and you got to do a stage rating. I said step early, but stage rating, man, that's, yeah, you could, yeah. I can't say they get it wrong all the time because I don't, or so much because I don't have the data. I know they have on their website like the errors that are committed by regional office, different stations. 3 of my 4 claims had wrong effective dates, 1, 2 on appeal, and 1 pending, backdated to my intended file date. Daryl, you said something very important. It's not so much why they get it wrong. The question is, why do so many veterans can't identify it like you did? That's the question I want to know, Daryl. It's a good thing that, hey, you won an appeal. You 2 out of 3. So, man, you get that third one, you batting 100. But the main question, Darrell, I don't have my glasses on. We call you Miss Lee. Why are veterans not educating themselves to be able to identify it? Also, why are VSOs and lawyers not catching it? Inquiring minds want to know. Okay. So we're going to wrap up. I know I had some donations here. Okay. All right. The Black Fiasco. I didn't get seen in service, but think I have it. How many times do I need to meet with a therapist to get a proper diagnosis? I am less than a year out. Oh, so you still on active duty. Hey, keep going until you get a diagnosis. I didn't get seen in service. I'm less than a year out. Keep going until you get it. Every day, sick call. Hey, I got to do a sick call once a week till you get it. Okay. Okay. Grain side up. If you are new to the claims process and don't know how to move forward, get this man's book. Yes, I have purchased quite a few and handed them out to other vets. Great resource. I don't have one sitting around here. I do apologize. It's been a crazy day. It's been a crazy day. Okay. Okay. Somebody said, I just saw this. First time here. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. All right. Make sure. I know we got, yep. Darren Jones, thank you for the donation again. I got a Nexus letter from Dr. Freeman in Access Medical. He gave me a fully developed claim with DBQ and Nexus. Whether the DBQ is official and actionable, I'm not sure. I would say yes. I've talked to Dr. Freeman. We've had, we've had plenty of phone conversations, Zoom meetings, and he is very knowledgeable because guess what? He used to work for these third-party CMP companies, QTC, LHI, and I think he said VES Services. He said he worked for 3 of them. Okay, so he's definitely familiar with it. But don't be surprised that you get some freaking VA employee that still tries to schedule an exam, even though they know that they can use that DBQ and send an RFD to the rater. Okay. All right, everyone, we're going to shut it down. I was trying to wait on the gentleman that went to the Vet Fest in Ohio. They didn't respond. Nobody else has responded saying that they went. I'm just curious as to the mobile unit. Was it VSRs there, RVSRs there? And why weren't they rating cases? Because people are saying, oh, yeah, they can get your claim done in one day. Okay. So, again, don't forget the monthly webinar next month. Okay. Again, it's 97 bucks. But I am working on this right now because it says no products available and it should show a particular product. So, give me about 5 or 10 minutes. Let me get this worked out, IT, I definitely apologize. But while I have everybody here, I want to do this again to see and make sure you use a different browser. Yep, it's doing the same thing. So I'm going to get hot and heavy on this. Give me about 5 or 10 minutes, get it worked out. Hopefully, everyone has the link to it. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. Thanks again to the support for the book, to the channel. And please do not give up on your claim and let the VA win, or let some of these VA employees that are not advocates for veterans, definitely do not let them win. And guess what? Some of them are veterans yourself. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and make sure you share this video, and always be willing to educate another veteran on this process. Thank you.